Welcome back to the Project Return Online Classroom. I'm Miss Celia, and today I wanted to take the time to sit down and talk about goals. What are goals? How do we set goals? And how do we achieve goals? I think that everybody in life has or should have goals because goals give us something to work towards and motivate us to keep pushing forward. Goals are defined as the idea of the future or desired result that we envision, plan, or commit ourselves to achieve. Typically, our goals govern our actions and behaviors and how we live our daily lives. The actions we take and the behaviors we participate in oftentimes will push us towards a goal that we have in mind. Setting goals is a lot easier said than done. It's so easy for us to say, I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year, or I'm getting that promotion by the end of the year, but you have to put in the work and put those goals into action, and that's where a lot of people tend to struggle. So there has been numerous studies on goal setting and motivation, the most notable by Dr. Edwin Locke and Dr. Gary Latham, and they created the theory of goal setting. So in the late 1960s, these doctors spent years studying motivation and goal setting, and they published an article that was entitled Toward a Theory of Task Motivation and Incentives, which laid out a clear 5-principle strategy on how to successfully achieve your goals. So we're going to go through those 5 steps right now. The first step is commitment. This addresses how determined you are to achieve those goals. So when we are more committed to our goals, we're more likely to work towards them, especially when we face adversity or difficult situations, rather than just give up on them. We have to have an understanding of what our goal requires us to do and be able to stick to that goal and stick to that requirement even when we face temptation. For example, if you're trying to lose 20 pounds, how committed are you to losing 20 pounds? Are you exercising, or are you being lazy and sitting on the couch all day? How about if somebody puts a big piece of chocolate cake in front of you? Are you able to say no? Are you committed enough to say no to that cake? I know I'm not, but it's okay. The second step is clarity. Clarity tells us that our goals need to be as specific and clear as possible to know exactly what we are working towards. The clearer the goal, the easier it is for us to plan out and map out our steps to achieve our goals. Vague, unspecific goals are very difficult and oftentimes can lead to unsatisfaction or difficulty achieving them, purely because it can't be measured. Goals need to be measurable, which means that we can see how far we've come and how far we need to go before we achieve our goals. For example, there is a difference between I want to lose weight and I want to lose 20 pounds. In the first goal, I want to lose weight, it's very vague and doesn't give us a specific goal to work towards. It's just a generalization. So how much weight do you really want to lose? How will we know when we've achieved the amount of weight we want to lose? The second goal, I want to lose 20 pounds, is a lot more measurable than the first one because we can see, okay, we're working to 20 pounds, we've lost 7 pounds, we have 13 to go. And so seeing that achievement, that measured achievement of so far we've lost 7 pounds, motivates us to continue to lose the other 13. So you can see the difference between those two. The first one is not measurable and has less motivation involved with it, whereas the second one, which gives us a very specific number and goal, has a lot more motivation because we can see how far we've come. The third step is that your goals should be challenging. Goals should be challenging, but they also should be attainable. We don't want to set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. Because if we set something that isn't reasonable for us, we're more likely to feel unsatisfied or frustrated with ourselves. For example, we can't say that we want to lose 50 pounds in 1 week because it's just unrealistic and impossible. We're going to be disappointed in ourselves if we set that goal for ourselves, so why would we set ourselves up for failure, right? We can instead say, I want to lose 50 pounds in total, but I want to lose at least 1 pound every week. That's a little bit more realistic, and it gives us a lot more time to achieve our goals, which will leave us feeling more satisfied when we do achieve them after all of that time and all of that work. So remember, your goals should be challenging. It should be something you have to actively work towards, but it also needs to be realistic. It can't be something that's impossible. You can't say you want to learn how to fly. You know, we can't fly. We're people. We're not birds. So make it realistic. The fourth step is the complexity of the task. And this refers to your goals not only being achievable, but they must also match up with your skill level and your skill set. Goals that require an outside skill or something out of our ability can negatively impact our motivation to achieve those goals. For example, you can't go into the gym and say, I'm gonna lift 100 pounds today. That's something you need to work towards. You start small with 10 and then gradually add weight, 15, 20, 25. So you are working towards it rather than setting yourself up to be disappointed when you walk in and you know you can't lift 100 pounds right off the bat. So you don't want to do something or set yourself up for something that's out of your skills. And then 5, possibly the most important step for goal setting, is getting feedback. We are more motivated to work towards our goals if we get feedback, even if it is from ourselves and our own self-evaluation. Feedback gives us a better idea of what parts of our plan we need to work on in order to better achieve our goals. We can evaluate ourselves and see where our strengths and weaknesses lie to see what we're good at and what needs some extra TLC and attention that we can get a little bit better at. For example, if our goal is we want to eat better and exercise, and let's say we've been being really good about going to the gym 5 days a week, but we have a lot of trouble because we have cookies and ice cream and cake at home, and we find ourselves every night after the gym eating a piece of cake or some cookies and ice cream. We know that we're doing really well and being very successful at exercising regularly, but where we struggle with in that goal is the better eating. So when we can do an assessment of that and be very honest with ourselves, we can understand, okay, I need to work on my eating to better achieve my goal. And then we can create a plan working forward to help us better our eating. Those are the 5 steps of the theory of goal setting. There are just some other tips that I would like you to keep in mind when you create your goals. First off, remember why you want to achieve the goal you're working towards. Remembering what you ultimately want and why you want to achieve this goal is the ultimate motivator. Are you doing it to be healthier, to be better for your children, your spouse, or a loved one? Are you doing it to be saving money or to achieve something better in the future? Remember the end goal and what you will achieve, how you'll feel, what you'll get afterwards, and that'll be the ultimate motivator for you to continue working on your goal. Keeping an optimistic outlook when working on your goal is essential. It should not feel like a chore. Look at it as an opportunity to improve yourself or your surroundings. It's a chance to break a bad habit or to form a positive new habit that will help us in life. Remember that temptation is always going to be out there. Sticking to our goals can be very difficult, especially when temptation feels like it's all around us at all times. Remember, resisting temptation does become easier with time. The first time you do it, the second time you do it, it's going to be very hard to say no to that piece of cake. But I promise you that the more you say no, the easier it will be over time. Don't let adversity defeat you. You can defeat adversity. Some people along your journey may doubt you. Not everybody can be on your side when it comes to developing better habits because they themselves may not be ready to face their bad habits and develop new positive ones in their place. Don't let somebody who's doubting you or discouraging you get in your way. You can prove them wrong if you're dedicated and you put in the work and commitment, and you can show them that you can do it, and then in turn they can do it too. I also suggest creating a positive environment. Use your environment to your advantage. Surround yourself with people that want you to exceed in limited temptation. So this goes back to the example of better eating. If we keep cookies and ice cream and cake in our home, we're going to be more tempted to eat it all the time. So try replacing it with healthier snacks like chips and hummus or anything like apples, veggies, and fruits. Healthier options for you to eat rather than having that temptation dangled right in front of you. Next, having a goal and working towards your goal is always better with a buddy. Having somebody to achieve a goal with you helps keep you accountable when you're working towards it. Finding a friend or a family member that is interested in losing weight, quitting smoking, or exercising can let you work together, either by working out together or talking to them when you feel temptation getting to you, and it'll keep you on track and keep you both motivated together. And then finally, I want you to remember that achieving your goals takes time and effort and energy. energy. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You need to be ready to work towards it and focus on it. It may take a few tries for you to get on a solid plan and track to achieve your goal, but I promise the payoff when you complete your goals and achieve what you've been wanting for so long is so worth it. So take the time and the effort, make a plan, dedicate yourself to that plan, and work on improving yourself the best way that you know how. Your goals are totally achievable, and you deserve to have something to work towards, to be happier, to be healthier, to be better. And there's always something we can improve about ourselves. So I encourage you guys to take on a goal, make a solid plan, and do everything in your power to stick to your plan to achieve those goals that I know that you've been trying to work towards and that you've wanted for so long. Thank you guys for joining me on today's video in the Project Return Online Classroom. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.